Good morning, children. Let me start the class now. Already we have completed origin and evolution. What's the meaning of origin? Then what's the meaning of evolution? Gradual development. How earth is originated, how the living things are originated on the earth, and what are the theories to support them. And we have to see theories of evolution about Lamarck and Darwin together. So Lamarck said his theory, it is known as Lamarckism. Darwin said his concept, that is known as Darwinism. We'll see first Lamarckism. Already in the previous class I said internal vital force. Otherwise Lamarck's theory is known as use and disuse theory. We gave the example also for that. Internal vital force, environment and new needs, and use and disuse theory. I said the giraffe in the earlier stage, it was very short, it has very short neck and short legs only. Due to the search of the food, because grasses are very low level, it has to reach the top of the tree. So just to reach the top of the tree, it has to jump. So because of that, its necks enlarge as well as the forelimbs also enlarge. And the same, like I said, that is using. And kiwi is a bird, flightless bird. Actually, it has wings, but it is not using the wings properly, so it becomes useless. Okay, so this is use and disuse theory. So from this, what we came to know, whatever the organs we have to give the work for all the organs, then only they will be helpful to us. If you are not using, that will be disused only. Clear? Theory of inheritance characters, that is, we have from all these experiments we came to the conclusion that we got all our characters from the forefathers. Then next, Darwinism. Lamarckism I said already. His theory is known as use and disuse theory. Next one, Darwinism. Darwin, who is known as father of Charles Darwin. His entire name is what? Charles Darwin. They both together only said evolution theory. As per Darwin's theory, he was one of the thing. He has got a chance to go for the voyage for 5 years. Then he started to do his experiments. And he has given his book all his observation, what all he observed regarding that. He has given all his observation as Origin of Species. What is the book published by Darwin? Origin of Species. I said what's the meaning of origin already? Species, varieties. Varieties of birds, animals and plants. This is, then further it developed into theory of natural selection. So you should be very confirmed. Use and disuse theory by Lamarckism. Natural selection by Darwin. Natural selection by Darwin. As per his theory, though many organisms present in the earth, only the animals, the organisms which have the capacity to fight against the environment is survival to fittest. Others are perished. அதாவது எத்தனை உயிரினங்கள் வந்தாலும் சரி, எதுக்கு திறமை இருக்கோ அது மட்டும்தான் உயிர் வாழ முடியும், மற்றது வாழ முடியாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி his theory is known as survival of fittest, natural selection. So, overprotection. For example, you see, at the time of plants disperse, that is dispersal of seeds. For example, what I said, lady's finger. Lady's finger, when it matured, it disperses. All the seeds are exploded away. So, they may be very nearby only. From one lady's finger, maybe hundreds of seeds will be. Every seed started to grow. All the seeds that does not develop into a plant. எல்லா சீட்ஸுமே என்ன வராது உங்களுக்கு, பிளான்ட்டாக வராது. The seeds which has a resistance to fight with the heat and other activities, they only come into life. That is known as what? Survival as splitters. Though overproduction of the thing, only certain things may be selected because of the nature, that is known as struggle for existence. So he said overproduction, though the seeds are produced more, only some seeds develop into the plant. This is known as struggle for existence. Struggle means what? Fighting against the fighting yourself to make yourself to be fittest. நம்ம பலுவானவங்களா காட்டிக்கணும்னா we have to fight against that. This is the thing of Charles Darwin. So as per that, the struggle for existence, so is it natural selection? Next one is what? Struggle for existence. Existence means coming into the world. All the seeds does not grow into a plant. So the struggle for existence can be three types. One is intraspecific, specific. Other one is interspecific. The last one is environmental struggle. Okay, so first we'll see what is intraspecific. That is competition among the individuals of the same species. For example, I said no lady's finger. So many seeds are spread. Only few, all the seeds, they got the thing, struggle for existence. They are fighting with each other, and only the thing which is fittest, which can face the nature, can develop into a plant. This is struggle for competition between the same species is known as what? Intraspecific. And competition between the organism different species is interspecific. Intra means same, inter means different species. And environmental struggle, environment, you know what are the things present in the environment? Heat, cold, drought, flood. The plant which exists, all which comes with, bears all the thing that comes into a new organism. Clear? These are the three troubles. Struggle for existence. A plant has to come into a seed has to come into plant. It has to struggle a lot. What are the struggles I said? Intraspecific, interspecific and environmental struggle. Intra, the competition among the same species, same variety. Then inter, different species. And environmental, though it has come out, it has to face the nature. That is heat, cold, drought, flood, everything. Okay? Variation. Variation means small differences. For example, you take ourselves. We are the brothers and sisters of same parent only. Though we got the origin from the same, we have some differences between us. The differences, though the parentage is same, we got the differences. The differences, what is found among the same thing is known as variation. This is known as variation. It is a characteristic feature of all plants and animals. Small variations are important for evolution. So, favorable variations are useful to the organism and unfavorable variations are harmful and useless to organism. There are two kinds of variation. Next, we have to see what? Variation that changes. What are the two kinds of favorable, unfavorable? Favorable is useful to us. This changes will be useful. Unfavorable, this is harmful. Harmful to the organism. Clear? Then I said already survival of fittest and natural selection. Then origin of species, next one. According to Darwin, new species originated by gradual accumulation of favorable variation. Slowly it accepts the different variation and finally a new organism has come. Clear? Variation I said already. Variation is otherwise known as recombination of genes. Variation other form we can say that recombination of gene. Okay, we got the characters from both the father and mother. This is known as what? Gene changes. That mother gene as well as father gene together and they made some changes. That is favorable changes. So what is variation? It's in page number 279. Variation is the difference found among the individuals of the same species and the offspring of the same parent. That's why I said we are the brothers and sisters of the same parent and we have some variation among us. This is known as what? Variation. It is the raw material and it plays a key role for the evolution. The types of variation, further it can be divided into two kinds. One is somatic variation. Other one is germinal variation. In the previous classes I said somatic means what? Changes in the body. There are 23 pairs of chromosomes in our body, 22 pairs are somatic chromosome and one pair is reproductive chromosome which determines the sex of the new organism. Clear? Somatic variation, that is the changes in the bodily, they are not inheritable. Not inheritable. That cannot be followed to the next generation. But germinal variation, this is heritable. From the gene it is. So, that can be followed to the next generation. So, further, this germinal variation may be continuous and discontinuous. You know what is the meaning of continuous? Continuous, it will be developed generation to generation. From the A it goes to B from the C generation, like that. Discontinuous, it will not be completed. One generation it may be followed, the second generation it may be vanished. So, continuous variation is otherwise known as fluctuating variation. Continuous is otherwise known as what? Fluctuating. For example, sometimes current goes and comes immediately. So, this kind of thing. Maybe one generation second generation it may be developed. But discontinuous not like that. That is, what are the thing? Skin, color, height and weight of the individual. These are continuous variations. Skin color, maybe our fathers are very fair, but maybe black. But next generation may be fair like that, like for grandfather. Okay, discontinuous variation, they are sudden changes. The sudden changes is known as mutation only. This is for example 6 fingers, then 2 heads for the one child. This and all what? Discontinuous variation. It will not develop to the other generation. One generation 6 fingers for example, some children got 6 fingers. The same thing will not be continued for the other generation. This is discontinuous. It's otherwise discontinuous variation is known as mutation theory. This is proposed by Hugo de Varis. De Varis it's given. Actually his name is Hugo de Varis. Mutation theory is based on de Varis. Clear? Clear, children? So next we have to go for paleobotany. Paleobotany. Here there is theories of evolution. Next to that we have to go for paleology. Already we said study about fossils. Next one, paleobotany. It is a study of plants. So, paleontology that deals with the recovery and identification of plants remains geological past. The past, that is fossils. Studying of the fossil plants is known as what? Paleobotany. So, importance of fossils. Fossils I said already. They are the impressions of the organisms or plants, whatever it may be, they survived long before. The importance of fossil. Why it's very important to us? They threw light on phylogeny and evolution of plants. We can find out the evolution of plants. It is what are the important thing. By using paleobotany, we can find out evolution. Evolution means how it comes. Botany, study about plants only. And second, fossil plants give a historical approach to the plant kingdom. we can find out historical approach, then how they are related to the previous periods. Historical approach. We know how does it come out, what's our parentage, everything we came to know by that. And the third one is fossils are useful for classification of plants. What kind of plant it is? Either it is terrestrial or else zero plants, water aquatic plants, whatever it may be, it can be useful to find out the classification of plants. Then fossil plants can be used in the field of descriptive and comparative anatomy. We can, descriptive means what? Describing, and comparative. For the descriptive and comparative analysis we can use anatomy, what is it? External structure. And Caspar Maria von Sternberg is known as father of paleobotany. And Birbal Shahani is known as father of Indian paleobotany. That is father of paleobotany throughout the world. He is known as, Caspar is known as father of paleobotany throughout the world. But Birbal Shahani is known as father of Indian paleobotany. Then fossilization. Fossilization, impression in some rock or sand, whatever it may be, impression of the existing organism, pre-existing organism. The process of formation of fossil in the rocks is called fossilization. So common methods of fossilization is known as petrification. What are the methods? Fossilization may be different methods. Petrification, molds, cast and carbonization, preservation, compression and infiltration. We'll see what are they. In the one more class, I will complete this. Okay. Then what are the various methods of descriptive and comparative? This is uses of. Then is known as Caspar. Is known as father of paleobotany. And next one, he belongs to India. Birbal, full name I have not written. He is known as father of Indian paleobotany. Children, in the very beginning I said, underline the words. Hugo de Varies, he is the father of mutation. And Lamarck, use and disuse theory. Darwin, natural selection, survival of fittest. And Caspar, father of paleobotany. Birbal is Indian, father of Indian paleobotany. This name and all you have to write in the science lesson when you are writing, not writing question and answers. At least the important points you have to write in the classwork. For every lesson, what are the important points you have to make down, because it will be useful for you to write, choose, fill up, match, whatever it may be. And correct the statement, this and all it will be useful to you. Clear? Next we have to say what is fossilization. Fossilization. What are the ways of fossilization? Clear? Now we will see. First one is common methods of fossilization includes petrification, molds and cast, carbonization, preservation, compression and infiltration. We have to see everything detailing. First we will see petrification. Petrification. What's the meaning of petrification? Minerals like silica penetrate in and replace the original organic tissue and forms a rock-like fossil. That is mineral. Silica, you know, sand. Silicon dioxide is sand. It penetrates, the organism penetrates into the soil and replaces the original organic tissue. It is known as, okay children, let me continue fossilization. There are, how many methods are there? 4 methods how to make a fossilization. I'll continue in other class. Thank you.